Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My dear students, this is Ms. Fatima Muhammad Iqbal from Palestinian Schools in Qatar. Today I'll be covering a period from our reading class book, and I chose Unit 5, period number 1, A Good Read. Before I started this lesson in my class, I showed this video to my students. You can watch it on YouTube.
Let's talk about fiction versus nonfiction. Have you ever heard the word genre? Genre is a word we use to talk about what category a book or story fits into. In the world of books, there are two main genres, fiction and nonfiction. Let's think of these two genres like big umbrellas. All books fit under one of these two umbrellas. Let's take a look at the nonfiction umbrella first. Nonfiction books are filled with facts and information about a topic. They give true information about real people, places, things, or events. In a nonfiction book, everything must be completely true and not made up. Authors write nonfiction books to teach the reader about a topic. They organize the information with text features like headings and charts. We don't have to read nonfiction books in order from beginning to end. We can go directly to the information we're looking for.
You can continue watching this video on YouTube. It is basically telling us about the difference between fiction and non-fiction. Let's read it. I am on page number 66, Unit 5, period number 1. There are two forms of writing, fiction and non-fiction. Fiction is writing about imaginary people and events. It includes short stories and long stories called novels, poems, and plays. Fiction is all about made up by a writer. You take the pencil, you think about few characters in your mind, you give them names, you give them different qualities, and you start writing a story. This is called fiction. If you write a long story, it means you have written a novel. A long story is called a novel. Maybe you can write some short stories, poems, or plays. Plays is like there will be a continuous dialogue between characters. Now, this is fiction. It is all about writing, and you will involve imaginary people, events. But when we talk about non-fiction, it is all about reality. Non-fiction is writing about real people, events, and things. It gives information with facts. See here, facts are important. It includes newspaper, articles, school textbooks, cookery books, and travel writing. For example, you have traveled to Georgia or Turkey and you want to write about your travel story. You will discuss and you will mention the places that you have been through. You will mention few persons that you came across with. So this is all about non-fiction. Why? Because it is talking about real people. There is some information with facts. Like you have visited Turkey, so you will mention the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia. So this comes under the umbrella of non-fiction, where you are talking about real people. Now, let's read more about genre and the features of fiction category. Genre means category, type. So in fiction, we have different types of writing. I made this PowerPoint with the help of some real images and also some movies which are based upon a particular genre. Genre means category, type. The first genre is adventure. It involves a lot of action, often fights, sometimes wars, chases, crashes, and plenty of bravery and excitement. So, adventure is all about when you are active, you are fighting, maybe you are chasing, or maybe there are some car crashes, and you have proved your bravery, and it is full of excitement. So, adventure is all about leaving your home and set off. See, these are some movies that you can watch which are based upon adventure. This is Far From Home, this is Journey, Adventure Kids, so on. The second genre or category is humor. It is also called comedy. Strange characters doing funny things to cause laughter and entertainment. So sometimes when you are in a bad mood, you prefer to watch some comedy videos, some comedy movies, which will change your mood, which will make you laugh, which will make you forget your tensions, your sorrows for a little time period. We have so many comedy movies for kids here, especially Ice Age. Despicable was very famous, and this one is Pacifier by Vin Diesel. The third genre is traditional. Traditional is all about which passed down. Passed down means which our grandparents tell them to our parents and our parents pass it to us. So they are communicated orally. Orally means by speaking, including folk tales, fairy tales, and fables. Fables mean stories from different culture. In Palestinian cultures, we have different traditional stories. In English culture, we have different. In Pakistani culture, we have different. So, for example, this was a very famous movie, Coco. So, and also we have Sabr al Azoo. Maybe you have watched it. And in traditional, we have so many traditional movies where we can find many women wearing traditional dresses. They are doing traditional dances on traditional folk music. So this is all about traditional. The next genre is crime mystery. It involves a crime or mystery. What is a crime? Crime is something which is illegal, which involves killing, stealing, that. Something which is not allowed in law. The reader tries to solve the mystery at the same time as the lead character. Lead character is the hero, the one who is the most important character, and you feel that you are the lead character, that you are the hero of that mystery and you want to solve that puzzle. There are many movies which you have gone through. See, this one is Jason X. I used to watch it when I was a little bit younger and then I stopped it because it caused me so stress. I stopped it eventually. The next one is science fiction, set in the future using science and technology. Examples in general robots, spaceship, or time travel. This is about when you are using artificial intelligence, and these movies are all about space, robots, time travel, time machines, even aliens. You know that the children would love these kinds of movies. So we had so many genres. We have crime mystery, science fiction, traditional, humor, adventure, fantasy. The next one is fantasy. A story in an imaginary world with strange settings and characters often include amazing creatures. Fantasy is all about we read in our unit, which is making you imagine an imaginary world where you communicate with dragons when you are a friend of a dinosaur, when there is a big witch that you have to compete with her in order to get that puzzle solved. So fantasy is all about making you a part of an imaginary world. Historical fiction, it is all about the stories set in history, bringing famous people and places to life. Until now, this Arturo Ghazi is very, very famous, even in Pakistan. They have translated in Urdu language. I have already seen its Arabic version and English version, but now it has been translated into different languages. This is also Sultan, Harim Sultan maybe, and this is our famous Salahuddin. These stories come under the umbrella of historical fiction. Why are they fiction? Because maybe the writer will add some stuffs from his own mind. Now moving to the exercises. Lesson number 3. What genre of story do you think these people are talking about? So the clues are in the dialogue and we have to guess the genre that we have already gone through. It is set on a huge spaceship that flies around keeping the peace on other planets. See, spaceship, science fiction. I like those kinds of stories, particularly the one with animals, because they teach important ideas in simple ways. This is all about the stories which have been passed from grandparents to grandchildren and so on. Traditional stories. Set in ancient Egypt, it tells the story of the people who built the pyramids. Historical fiction. I just couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. Humor. I didn't know who the killer was until the last page. I was reading late into the night to find out. Crime, mystery. There is a killer, so it talks about crime, and I couldn't find about the killer. It is a mystery. It was so exciting, particularly the car chase through the streets of Baghdad. Adventure. It's about a group of strange creatures on a journey to find a special ring. Fantasy. So these are the different genres that we came to know in this period. Now let's match them. Pass down. Pass down means taught by parents to their children, orally by speaking. Crime is an action that is against the law, solved when you find a solution to something. Lead is the hero or the most important character of a story or a movie. So this was the end of our lesson. We had a good review of different genres which we took, which are historical fiction, fantasy, and science fiction, crime mystery. We had traditional humor and we had adventure. So this is the end of our lesson. In the end, I would like to give you a quick review that today we got two forms of writing, fiction and non-fiction. Fiction is all about imaginary people and non-fiction is all about real people. Non-fiction writing, you can find it in your newspaper, textbook and cookery books and travel writing, whereas fiction has different genres that we have already discussed. Thank you very much. Have a good day and goodbye.